Today we're gonna break down the controversial boy band that is B2k. Shooting to stardom at the tender age of 15 and 16, they rose to fame and dominated the charts for about 4 years between the year 2000 and 2004, releasing 3 albums and scoring gold and platinum certifications from the RIAA before announcing a split out of the blue. With many allegations spanning money management, oversized egos, and mental illness, the group had its fair share of controversy. Today we'll be discussing the rise and fall of B2k and discuss the major controversies surrounding the members. What up guys, Ali here and welcome to Ali Talks Music. Add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music as well. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's get into the video. So, for further context, to further understand the very overlapping characters in this story, we need to explain where the artists began, their age, and their familial connections. So, here are the main characters. First off, we have Omarion, future superstar and lead singer of B2k. Then we have Boog and Raz-B. They brought the vocals and charisma of the group. And then we have Fizz, the rapper. Other important players in their story are Chris Stokes, their manager and uncle to Omarion, and Ricardo Thornton, Raz-B's older brother, a rapper who was already managed by Chris Stokes before B2k was born. Raz-B was born around 1985 in Cleveland, Ohio. Fizz was born around the same year. Omarion was born around 1984. And Boog was born around 1985 in Los Angeles.
All right.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Boog. I'm from Cali for sure, and I'm 16.
Yo, I'm Raz-B. I'm single. I'm looking for a lady.
You say you single?
Yo, what up, everybody? I'm Omarion, and I'm 16, and I'm from Cali.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I'm Fizz. I'm 16, and I'm from Cali.
The quartet, minus Omarion, met around 1998 when they all took part in a talent contest hosted by Epic Records in LA. The then trio, all performing as solo acts, garnered the attention of the label executives within Epic and managed to land a signing with Chris Stokes, who was already making waves managing Marcus Houston and Immature. Incidentally, Stokes was also managing Boog's older cousin, as well as Raz-B's older brother Ricardo "Ricky Romance" Thornton, who was also a part of the group. Omarion was later added to the group around 1999 after the quartet finally met at Marcus Houston's 18th birthday party, which was also hosted by Stokes. The group was an immediate and smash success, dubbing themselves B2k. Or Boys of the New Millennium, because they got together around the Y2k era. Before releasing any music, the group made a name for themselves by making an appearance in Lil Bow Wow's video, Ghetto Girls. And they also got a headlining spot on Bow Wow's tour, Scream Tour 1, all without dropping one single. They dropped their debut single, around 2001, and once the song began to gain traction, it was hard to stop B2k. They eventually dropped their debut album around 2002, on the same day as another 9-track album titled B2k The Remixes Volume 1. The self-titled B2k was an instant hit. It had singles like Gots to Be and Why I Love You, and sold about 109,000 copies in its first week, eventually going gold by the end of the year. After the 2 albums dropped, B2k departed just 4 months later for the Scream 2 tour, where the group members earned a reputation for their skillful choreography and a tendency to remove items of their clothing. Omarion began staying on stage to freestyle after the group had departed. At this point, it was getting clearer and clearer that Omarion was the star of the group. Once again, the lead singer Omarion began to take center stage in interviews and spoke on behalf of the group as a whole. Of course, despite the early signs of Omarion versus the rest of B2k, the group was still very young and idealistically very certain that they would remain brothers, with Omarion saying, "We all plan on getting married at the same time, having our kids at the same time. We're, like, really family." If only Omarion knew that his family would end up taking his girl. But anyway, following their return from the second Scream stint, B2k dropped another album around October called Santa Hooked Me Up. The Christmas-themed album was at the time like a badge of success, probably because musicians wanted to remain in the minds of their fans over the festive season. The Christmas album went unnoticed, and they dropped another album after this called Pandemonium. Now, when most people think of B2k, the song that comes to mind is "Baby, turn around and let me see that sexy body go bump, bump, bump."
That is all I wanna see. Baby, show me. Come on.
The single titled Bump, Bump, Bump was their biggest single to date. The song was much raunchier than their previous releases and featured rapper P. Diddy.
I'll show y'all some inside stuff.
Oh, the inside?
See, Puffy, we had to bag on him a little bit because we told him he was getting old. It's like he ain't got the moves.
Getting old, man. Getting old.
Y'all don't want me to cut loose. Y'all don't want me to cut loose, see?
Man, it ain't that, man. You need your shiny suit back there. I'm telling you. You gotta bring the suits back. You don't got it. I don't believe.
Where the shiny suits? Then
Puff just broke out on
he
us.
broke out on us.
Yeah, it's bad boy, baby. Check this out. Call me Dick. Let's dance for nothing, mommy. Plans to take about me.
Now, when Pandemonium dropped, it outsold its predecessor, selling about 194,000 copies in its first week and eventually going platinum. By 2003, the follow-up singles were dropping, including Girlfriend, Bump That, and What a Girl Wants. Following the success of this album, B2k quickly went on tour, the Scream 3 tour, and they began to look at other opportunities.
Man, DJ Just, right here, Scream Talk 3, the official DJ.
This is Nick Cannon. What's up? I'm Marcus Houston. It's your boy Mario, or B2k. And your access has just been granted.
You want to see my man Marcus Houston? How about my man Nick Cannon? And yo, Mario. Oh, y'all ready to see B2k?
Around this time, the group filmed You Got Served around 2003, and they also worked very closely with Marcus Houston on the project. They also filmed a video for one track called Bada Boom, which featured rapper Fabulous. You Got Served, a drama film starring Marcus Houston and Omarion as leads, with the members of B2k making up the remainder of the crew. There was a central conflict of money and teamwork in the movie, and this translated into real life. In a very similar twist, this time based in reality, Chris Stokes, the manager of the group, picked favorites in his band. This time he chose Omarion over B2k, and the group soon fell apart, citing financial conflicts.
That night we get a call from the production company telling us we got a meeting at this spot called Fat Effects downtown LA for an overseas tour. We get up the next morning, go down there. They seem a little weird and they like moving fast and funny. They like, yeah, we gonna meet around the corner. We follow them around the corner to like some tow yard truck field, like it's dirt. Boog just got a car wash. I'm like, bro, don't pull all the way in. Like, you just got your shit washed. We hop out. It's hella weird, though. Get out the car, and they, like, management and O standing right there in, like, a half circle. And they, like, you want to start? You want to start? And then management, like, fuck it. This shit is over. B2K's a rap. That nigga right there, he's solo. All y'all need to do is come film, record the rest of these songs for the You Got Served soundtrack and do the videos, and that's it. We don't need nothing else from y'all.
Shortly after You Got Served premiered around 2004, the group's breakup was announced. According to Stokes, the group was breaking up to pursue solo careers. Stokes said the following: "We've had a great run together making hit songs, albums, and now movies. The kids are growing up and are interested in pursuing their own careers. However, there were things going on behind the scenes that the public was not aware of. Fizz, Raz-B, and Boog remained as a trio and split from Stokes' management, while Omarion chose to stay with Stokes." According to the members of B2k, the group broke up due to irreconcilable differences. However, after a while the story changed, and they said they left because of Chris Stokes. Raz, Lil Fizz, and Boog said the following: "This is not a breakup. This has nothing to do with Omarion. We just want to be treated fairly." Meanwhile, Omarion seemed to be hinting at further interior struggles. The news of B2k's breakup came on the heels of a cancelled show, preceded by Omarion being physically carted off to hospital. The thing is, Omarion tried to get in touch with his former B2k members during this time period, and they were nowhere to be found. In Omarion's own words, "After I got back home, we was trying to get in touch with them, but numbers were changed. I didn't receive as much as a call when I was in the hospital. That kind of reassured me, like, oh, it's all over." In the wake of B2k's partial disbandment, the remaining members found themselves in a sea of uncertainty. The rift in their management stirred a whirlwind of speculation and gossip, with many assuming that Raz-B, Boog, and Fizz were at odds with Omarion. According to the rumors at the time, Ray J was supposed to take the place of Omarion in the group, and all I can say is I'm glad that did not happen. Now, of course, the vast majority of the rumors went unfounded, but they were largely fueled by Omarion doing multiple interviews, because in one interview he would praise B2k and his former members, and in the next interview he would trash them for not being there for him when he was in hospital.
You know, I'm chilling, and it just so happened that, you know, some young A-Trays walked from down the street.
Alright.
And, you know, they got a little blue rag hanging out, and, you know, other one got A-Tray tatted on his arm and shit. I'm like, damn, look like I'm with these niggas, you know what I'm saying? But the OG homie right there, he called me over there like, yo, over here, he over here on Victor. You know what I'm saying? So I swooped over there real quick, like, oh, let me go see this nigga. He ain't answering my calls, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I know where you at, you know what I mean? So we chilling there in front of his homie house, you know. Right. Blood nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's old peoples or whatever. We in the blood neighborhood. Shout out to Menace, you know, Queen Street, what up? Anyways,
Believe that.
you know, we chilling. Oh, come out. I'm like, yo, what's good, boy? What's poppin'? He like, what up? Yo, this nigga do that one more time. This nigga see it. What up, Fizz? What's poppin'? Right? So,
Of course, the other gents had nothing but love for Omarion, while Boog, B, and Fizz all claimed to have split due to financial mismanagement. Omarion claimed it had been coming for 3 to 4 months prior to the actual split. When speaking of the split, Omarion said the following: "It wasn't something recent. It wasn't an all-out fist fight, but it was different things they wanted to do. With the breakup situation, it wasn't something that just sprung up and happened. When we was like the group is over, it was definitely a series of things. Plus, Fizz was doing a solo album, I was getting prepared for mine, Raz was getting prepared for his. So everybody was kinda on their own agenda, trying to find their own self. The breakup was not based on anything but us growing up and wanting to go in our own direction."
Okay, so then in 2004, the group broke up.
Yes.
If you were to say the biggest reason for that breakup, what would that be?
Management.
Eventually, the trio found their own management group, but also emphatically stated that without Omarion, there would be no B2k. Following the group's controversial split, Each quarter of B2k eventually went on to pursue a solo career. Omarion launched his own solo career around 2005, and the remaining brothers slowly began to follow suit. As we all know it, Omarion did have the most successful solo career. He went on to record about 6 solo studio albums and had a collaboration album with Bow Wow. Of those albums, 2 were #1 hits and 2 gained gold certification from the RIAA, with his mixtapes also placing well on charts. Lil Fizz decided to turn to acting after the split, guest starring on Fox's The War at Home for 2 seasons, before dropping his own solo debut, the EP Payday, around 2007. Always close to Fizz, Boog soon joined forces with his former band brothers to launch their own label. Boog and Fizz also planned to launch their own label back in the day, one to be titled FBI or Fizz and Boog. Of course, after the split, none of the members except for Omarion were free to release music for a while. According to Boog, it took years to get out of their contract. So, while Omarion was free to release music, the rest of his band members were struggling to remain relevant in the music scene. But after finally breaking off from the label, the duo Boog and Fizz launched their own label called Popular Entertainment around 2007.
I would say it just came along with being focused and really staying focused on what we wanted to do, and that was putting out music. So we took our time to try to figure out how to do it the right way. And once we figured it out, we had to find the sound of music we wanted to go with. So we started recording. It took us about 2 years to find that sound. And once we found it, we felt like it was time to present it to the world.
They also plan to drop a project called Nightlife. In Fizz's own words, "You have 50 other You Got Served movies, TV shows like America's Best Dance Crew. We started that. We sat back these 5 years and realized that fans are looking for something new. It was the perfect timing to do an album called Nightlife." Now,
so you wanted to do it again? Do the main one again?
Dribble.
We get busy right now. On our next record.
Super weak right now. Like, this is strong.
Nipsey Hustle, The Making, y'all getting it live.
Shit right there, yo. There it is, man.
Yes, our t-shirt game is up right now.
I'm a pimp by blood, not relation.
1500 and nothing popular today. Nipsey Hustle popular today. Engineer Joe popular today. Popular today.
Now, this project came out around 2009 and largely went unnoticed. Thereafter, the label slowly diminished, and Fizz built a steady TV career over the years. Around 2009, he acted in the movie Stepping, the movie, before taking a break from acting until around 2014. Boog, ever elusive, did not release much music besides Nightlife. Directly after the split, but before he was free to make music on his own again, Boog focused on growing his family, popping out children like M&Ms. He dropped 3 kids in quick succession before turning back to the film industry once more. He partnered up with his cousin and previous acting collaborator Marcus Houston to become producer and vice president of Stokes' film production company, one called Footage Films. Boog also starred in several other movies, like 2008's Step Up 2 and 2009's Stepping the Movie, before also taking a break from the industry around 2014. Raz-B, on the other hand, pulled further away from B2k than any of his former bandmates. He did some acting, and then around 2007, he tried to launch his own production company called Raz-B Entertainment. Pushing his own music, he dropped the single Fire around 2007 and dropped several more singles after that, which largely went unnoticed.
Every time I see you walk by, I keep my eyes off you, baby.
Raz then went on to drop more mixtapes. However, his songs were not connecting with the B2k audience, and he eventually relocated to China to pursue a solo career. After that, not much was heard of him. Raz was the only member of B2k to not feature in some way or form on Love and Hip Hop. Now there's more to Raz-B's story than meets the eye. Around 2007, Raz-B decided it was time to be honest. He then dropped a bombshell on his fans when he accused his former manager, Chris Stokes, of molesting him. According to Raz-B, this abuse began when he was around 11 or 12 years old, and it greatly affected his mental state. Now I won't talk too much about this because YouTube guidelines won't allow it, but I'll say this: the molestation allegations continued, and there were multiple victims. Now eventually Chris Stokes went on to deny the allegations, claiming to be married, bringing up his 4 kids, and denying the whole thing completely. He also went on to say that he was going to sue Ricardo and Raz-B for allegedly lying about the whole thing.
And the problem is once I finally tell the truth, completely, not the half truth, that's when everything's gonna completely go right for me in my life. I've been trying to protect Chris, Marcus, Omari, y'all, everybody have respect for everybody's family, but don't nobody show no love or respect for me. The house Boog living in, him and his family, I put him in it. But y'all want to take money out of Raz's pocket and make it seem like I'm the crazy nigga. And them niggas don't want to stand here and back me up, but y'all calling my phone. Like, I'm cool. I don't got nothing against you. I don't got nothing against the boys, but like, Fizz still to this day never said sorry. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's never really said, Raz, I really got your back, thank you, because you know what, Boog, I mean, me and Boog was in a room together. Chris Stokes put us in a room together and made us do stuff together.
Meanwhile, if that was a strange and awful claim, things would get even stranger and weirder when the other members of B2k, Omarion, Boog, and Fizz joined Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
Don't act like B2k is the biggest thing and why we here. We've had #1 records. We've ran the world. I'm trying to see how talented y'all are to see if we can match. I think you out of line. Let's just get that clear. Ain't no clear. Well, you gotta get that clear. Numbers don't lie. Come sit over here and get clear. What? I'm just saying, like, yo, chill. For real, we could take a fade right now, just me and you. We can take a fade. This ain't even that day. And squash everything else. Real. What you mean? I'm just saying, it's just man to man. We can take a fade and call it a day. What's happening? We outside. Let's just leave it at that. Talking about what level they on. We was getting the out of here. B2k might have been popping in. Like, you still talking. I'm talking to both of y'all. What's up?
Omarion and Fizz were the first to join the show, and it detailed the lives and relationships of both artists, as well as the scandals, alongside Omarion's then girlfriend, April Jones. Omarion left after the first 2 seasons to focus on music and focus on his newborn child with April around 2015. Their relationship consequently ended after the birth of their second child. Meanwhile, Fizz had his own battles with his ex, Monique Slaughter, and their custody battles drawn out over the course of the show. A massive surprise arose when it came out that former bandmate Omarion split from Jones. Fizz then took up the position.
What was happening? I was like, man, I was smashing old girl the whole tour. I really liked her, bro. And I'm like, bro, that's not your girl. Like, what's up? You cool? Yeah, man. He go to the bathroom, come back like, all right. I'm talking about, grab his stomach.
After being a main cast member for the first 3 seasons, Fizz was demoted to supporting cast for about 4 seasons or 5 before returning as a main cast member around the 6th and final season, this time alongside April Jones as a romantic interest. Boog was also introduced in 2017 as a side character when Fizz tried to get the band back together, this time without Omarion. The storyline followed that they tried to recruit longtime friend and co-star Ray J as a possible third, but tensions between Ray and Boog led to the entire idea being scrapped.
Basically what he's trying to say is, I'm the new Omarion. It would never be like we trying to stunt on the homie or
keeping the brand alive because the checks are sitting there and nobody's collecting them.
However, with Raz-B playing an instrumental role in pulling the strings, all 4 original members reunited around 2019 for the Millennium Tour, which was documented in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood.
So like all music groups, B2K has had internal conflict with each other, but clearly you guys have passed all of that now. You guys are grown men now. I'm sure you've learned how to handle conflict a little differently. How do you guys approach disagreements or conflict within the group today, differently than you did back in the day?
I'll take that one. We've all come to a space where we understand that communicating is very key, and just being respectful from, of the individual view of things. And we come to the table for the best interest of what it is that we're working on. So we don't kind of be biased to our own ideas and things like that. It was just like, yo, no, that was dope. Oh yeah, that was a good idea. Oh, but what was you saying? Oh, Red. Okay, yeah, that's a good hit. Fizz. Oh yeah, we should pop out. So we don't really disagree like that. It's just more so like a creative competition.
Over the course of the tour, Raz had multiple breakdowns. For instance, at a performance in Tennessee, Raz ended up walking off stage, and he was obviously frustrated but vague in his reasoning, saying the following: "It really sucks, this being my dream tour. It's not right. I'm the spirit of the group. I'm clearly alone in this. Omarion, thanks for showing me love when nobody else would. I suggest nobody talk to me, cause none of y'all understand what I'm going through. Change the fucking intro. I hate it." Later, his erratic behavior continued, this time not in the presence of cameras. Allegedly, he got into an argument with his then girlfriend, and let's just say he put hands on her. Allegedly. Now eventually Raz left the Millennium Tour. He did this with the full support of the other B2K members. Love and Hip Hop was cancelled after season 6 as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. So no follow-up was done on Raz following his departure from the tour. Omarion then continued onto the second leg of the Millennium Tour, this time without Fizz, Boog, or Raz. As the rumor mill had it, it was because of Raz's strange behavior and Fizz's new relationship with Omarion's ex, April Jones, that they were not invited back. Over the course of the first leg of the Millennium Tour, Omarion appeared to have changed his tune regarding Raz's experiences and allegations. Although he never sided with Stokes or B after the tour, he did admit that he thought that something may have happened to Raz at some point.
Yeah, I definitely think something happened to him. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but I think something happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between him and Chris, or him and other people?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's I don't think it's for me to really, say whether or not, anything happened. I didn't see anything happen, so I don't know.
After failing to complete the Millennium Tour together, the relationship between B2K went from strained but cordial to outright sour, with the sides being Fizz, Boog, and Raz versus Omarion. His former bandmates openly mocked Omarion after he lost to Mario in an episode of Versus around 2022. Omarion then fired back, claiming that his career had been more successful. Omarion said the following: "Y'all are hilarious. I'm enjoying the creativity. If you're lucky enough to be in this business for 22 years, you understand that at some point you will experience malfunctions. It comes with being an artist and making yourself vulnerable to the world. But back to my 3 background dancers. I'm not surprised because this is how y'all always been, even while in the group, praying for my downfall. Well, keep praying, cause I'm overbooked and busy. Meanwhile, y'all really gotta get a job other than hating on O. I heard UPS is hiring."
But I was a fan of the group, and I thought y'all was gonna do a reunion tonight. You ain't invite him, so I invited him myself. Hey, yo, Biz, Fizz, Raz, Boog, come out here. This shit real quick. What's up, bro?
Now, Boog did not like any of this and responded on social media. In a long post, he accuses Omarion of hogging the limelight and losing touch with what made him special in the group. He even went on to say that Omarion seems lost without the group, constantly seeking fame and unable to recreate the magic that B2k once had. Boog doesn't stop there. He claims that Omarion is jealous of his other bandmates and throws in a couple of zingers, saying that other artists like Chris Brown and Bow Wow have surpassed him. According to Boog, even though Omarion was the lead singer of the group, other members like Fizz and himself were fan favorites. Now, the group went back and forth on social media, and they definitely had their ups and downs. But this is in essence the story of B2k, brothers for life, that ended up with more internal conflict than any other set of natural brothers that ever existed. On Spotify, they have about 1.6 million monthly plays, and their biggest singles are Bump Bump Bump, Streets is Calling, Girlfriend, and Gots to Be.
Well, Lil Fizz, Raz-B, and I, Boog, we were in a group when we were 12, and everything didn't go too right with our manager. So I'm Batman's cousin from IMX, and Chris Stokes is their manager.
Okay.
So we hooked up with them, and Omarion is my cousin, which is Batman's little brother. So he got in the group, and from there we've been like brothers for sure.
That's it from me, it's your boy Ali. What happened to B2k in your opinion? Let me know down below. Also add me on Instagram at Ali Talks Music. Till next time, adios.